Happy Money Making Monday.
Happy Money Making Monday. How are you today?
I am very, very well. I want to say welcome and welcome back to our audience, our tribe. For those of you who have been sticking with us over the years, and for those of you who may be new to this community, this is Money Making Mondays, and I am Quintaria Brunson, sometimes called Madam CEO. And I am a financial strategist that is committed to helping my community, my tribe, understand financial strategies that allow us to win. Having positions and seats at the table from a community aspect, and then building personal legacies for ourselves and our future generations, so that our future generations are financially free and not financially frustrated. And I'm joined by my dynamic partner. I'll let her introduce herself.
Hey guys, I'm Mercedes Coates. Welcome to those who are new. If you're returning, you know me, Mercedes Coates. I am a CEO and owner of Coates Way Financial. We're a full-scale financial services company where we focus on families and business owners. We show you guys how to protect your income and assets. We also show you how to create a tax-free stream of income and be able to retire tax-free without worry. So we keep it simple for you guys. Happy you're here. You're going to learn some great strategies from us, and we're going to talk practical concepts today. But before we get started, we always let Quintaria, she's going to take it away with a quote of the day, which you got.
All righty. Yes, today's quote may be something that many have heard, but I thought it was appropriate because today we'll be addressing understanding and why you should not, or what you should at least know before pulling money out of your retirement plan if you're under 59 years old. So the quote for today is, "A fool and his money are soon parted." A fool and his money are soon parted. And that's from Thomas Tusser. So I had to hit a little strong because one thing that I will say as we dig into today's topic is far too often we make decisions without strategy behind it. We really don't consider our legacy. We are just making moves and doing things without the full comprehensive understanding of what those actions do. And I'm excited to dig into why should one not, I'm using double negatives here, like why should one not just pull out money from their 401k or TSP, especially if they're leaving a job? Why would I want to leave money in an account and I'm about to leave the job?
Yeah, I love this topic. This is what I'm hearing right now from just the community, people who I'm talking to, my clients. I call it right now the time of the mass exodus. That's literally what's happening, especially in the DMV, because a lot of people are separating from their employers, whether it's private, public, government. We're just seeing a lot of transitions happen, right? So I think this topic is super appropriate. So when it comes to being able to pull out money, guys, you got to understand one thing. The first thing I'm going to give you is, if you are under the age of 59 and a half, you will be assessed a tax penalty if you pull out more than 10% of your account value. Okay, let me say that again. 10% penalty will be assessed if you take out more than 10% of your account value. Okay. What happens is when you go to pull that money out, maybe you're seeing it, it's sitting there, you just separated from your employer. Maybe you still have years to work, right? And maybe you're not in retirement age. My suggestion is to not pull out over that amount. That 10% penalty will hit you in addition to your current tax rate. So if you are pulling out, let's say, $20,000 and your current tax rate is 20%, you're going to get assessed a 20% tax rate plus the 10% bonus. It's going to cost you 30% of your money to take that $20,000 out. You hear that?
Yeah, no. And I think that is something that we really need to highlight, because a lot of people are aware of the 10%. They'll, even the HR people will say, like, it's a 10% or whatever, but they really miss. And y'all know how serious I am about knowing that tax code and leveraging, like our taxes in a way that we pay what we owe, but not over what we owe. People truly do not understand what being assessed, the additional portion is
Yeah.
taxed at ordinary income immediately.
Mm-hmm.
The government does not wait. They get their money before you do. So going back to that analogy that you had, if you pull 20,000 out and you meet those criteria, which most people do fall under the tax criteria, it's just the way that those retirement plans were structured, right? To be heavily penalized for not keeping the money in long term. But pulling 20,000 out, you only walk away with a $14,000 check. And you need to, and if you're not in dire straits and it's not a life or death situation, most of us could come up with other ways that we're not just giving money back. I'm going to say this, but I want to get back to you because I know you have some amazing points. But many of those plans have been matched. They've been accruing, for over years and over some time or whatever. Let's not just squander it at the end, really be thoughtful and use skills that we're sharing in this so that you can strategically align yourself in a way that you win and not that you're just penalized. And one, you don't even know it, or two, you don't even consider other ways that you could meet your needs without being so heavily penalized.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, talking to a financial professional like ourselves, you can make a better decision, a more informed decision based on what your options are, right? So you've worked super hard for maybe 20, 30 years in your lifetime, and then you make a temporary decision that's going to affect your long-term retirement plans. You don't want to do that. So you do want to have that conversation. Guys, I want to give you another point. One thing that you can do instead of just cashing it out is you can roll that money over to another annuity, especially if you are still within your working years, right? If you roll that money over, we call that in the financial world a 1035 exchange. That allows you to avoid the taxation of your money. That means it'll move from one account to the other without being taxed. This is a better option if you don't need over 10% of your money. Granted, Quintaria, just like you said, they may need to fulfill some obligations. Guys, you can take up to 10%. Just don't go beyond that, right? When you go beyond that, now you're playing with your money. You work super hard and you're just basically giving it back.
You're giving away money. Yeah. And if you just want to give money away, I have, a Zelle account and some other places that I can send you if you just are looking to give money away.
Exactly. So there are strategies. I'll give one more point, and I love this point because a lot of people don't know that this exists. Maybe you did just retire, or you're taking that severance pay, you're taking it out, and you're looking to make sure that your money will last in retirement. Well, there is also a rollover option, guys, that you can roll your money into an annuity that will pay you a lifetime income guaranteed for life.
Come on now.
Your 401k or your TSP plan can never run out of funds. So my government workers, my teachers, my people who are separated, who are ready to retire, or in a couple of years ready to retire, we can move that money to a place where it's going to pay you income payments every year for as long as you live. That is an option.
Yeah, no, and that is called financial strategy. That is what these Money Making Monday conversations all come. That's why we do what we do, so that you can understand and have options at your fingertip instead of feeling backed in a corner, or quite frankly, you're just kind of laissez-faire and just like, just pull my money. And you're, we have got to stop leaving money on the table. And one thing that we kind of alluded to that I think is critical is making decisions that solve a short-term problem but cause long-term devastation. If there's a possibility for you to take income that you have, for you to take funds in a retirement account and to set it up or put it in position that it can create a lifetime income stream, for the majority of people,
Mm-hmm.
for the majority of people, you're living, you're making ends meet, most people really don't have, they're not in dire straits and they need to just pull that money to do
Right.
something. It's because you want to. So
Mm-hmm.
I really want people to understand the importance of considering your legacy, considering your retirement, your children's education, and things of that nature, looking beyond the next 6 days, the next 6 weeks, the next 6 months, and considering what does life look like a decade from now, 2 decades from now. Another thing that I want to point out too, because you did a great job of giving us tactical places and what to consider with those funds. But another kind of from a psychological point is it is hard to replace that money. A lot of people pull money. I've seen people pull money out of retirement funds for vacations
Yep.
and in a new wardrobe. You would be,
Big
like
mistake.
all types of things. And
Mm-hmm.
they think that, oh, I'll just replace it. Statistics show
Mm-hmm.
over and over again that once you build those retirement funds up, and out of sight, out of mind, sometimes when things are automatically taken and it comes out of your paycheck, and and then it has benefited from maturing and getting certain tax benefits from that, it is not that easy to just plug that money back in. So the
Not at all.
20,000 that you said, and even for those of us who are moving on a higher level, who moving 5 or 6 or even 7 figures of money is not foreign to you, it is still not always easy to replenish those places. So when you have a nest egg, a place that you have saved, a place that has some level of financial leverage, financial security, be very thoughtful and
Mm-hmm.
strategic when you move those funds, because replacing them, it's almost a farce.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
think that it is much easier, but we all know I've been there. I've been there where I've pulled, and that's why now places that I need money to grow, I gotta fill out a form, hop on one foot. It's some steps that I have to take, and I did that intentionally so that I wouldn't just be pulling money from places. Like, I'll put that back, and we know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know how that go.
Yeah.
I got you. I mean, the key is just to understand the accessibility and flexibility of plans. The retirement option, I'm gonna give you guys a little bonus since you're here. So the retirement planning piece, when it comes to retirement accounts that are created under IRS rule, you got to understand there's flexibility in certain accounts. So you have your IRAs, your annuities, those are either pre-taxed accounts or tax deferred accounts. These are accounts that you're delaying the taxes until later when you go to basically start receiving income, right? If you're looking for a place that has a little more flexibility, you can use accounts like CDs, savings, mutual funds, life insurance. These have a little more flexibility and accessibility with not as much taxation. Now, if you're looking to have like almost no taxation after
Come on now. That's what we're looking for.
That is my sweet spot. I love working with either Roth IRAs or working with life insurance contracts, which are fully tax-free, guys. Life insurance can give you the flexibility to access that money throughout your lifetime without a tax penalty. That is a loophole. So if you're looking to use these strategies, you're looking for places that you can put your money where it's accessible, hardly accessible, or maybe mildly accessible, you need to talk with one of us to learn the different places that you can kind of diversify and be able to access it and have flexibility in your contributions and what you pull out. So.
Understandable. And for those of you all who don't know, it's a 15-minute conversation.
Yes.
Now we can schedule a 15-minute conversation to see what your options are. It just so that, like, applied knowledge is power. So just so that as you go into these spaces, the whole world may be upside down right now, but still stay focused on your long-term goals, be centered within yourself, and do yourself the best favor ever and book a call and have a free consultation to see what your options are. That has been a wonderful topic, Mercedes. I'm sure we could go on and on, but I'll let you close out with anything that you want to share with our community before we head out.
Yes, guys. So like Quintaria said, we're going to drop that link below. You know, we love to hear from you. If you have questions, maybe this is something that you were discussing amongst your families, amongst with your spouse, we want to help you, you know, make smart decisions. So if you just need information, reach out to us. Follow us, myself at Coates Way Financial and Quintaria at
Legacy by Quintaria.
Perfect. It's been amazing. And guys, we look forward to seeing you next Money Making Monday.